road, so to speak. Pussy, you sour. Never giving credit where it's due, cause you don't like pussy in power. Venom.
You need to leave.
Come one, come all. Oppression Olympics. It's your turn, fat people. Because apparently, now we have to gatekeep on who is more oppressed on the fat spectrum. Yeah, that's a thing now. That's a thing. So I found out about this recently, and it's just the latest attempt to mention how oppressed and traumatized and tortured the fat acceptance movement is. Look, I don't care what anyone says. Yeah, skinny shaming just as bad as fat shaming. Because there are songs literally written on the basis of skinny shaming. I know they're kind of bangers. I like one or two of them. But I like them because they're good songs. But they still, like, shame women. Like, they shame skinny girls for not being thick enough. You know, what is the new thing right now? You've got the slim thick on IG. Well, apparently, these are privileged fat people. They're still oppressed, but not quite as oppressed. Let me see. Let me pull it up again, because when I tell you, my brain couldn't get around this stuff, guys, you know. I sit here and I listen to all this, and I listen to this insanity of a spectrum now. And I realize that it's marketing. The fat positivity movement realized how stupid they were sounding, and they watched other movements, and they were like, How can we make this more palatable for the rest of the people? Because they realized we're full of bullshit. You know what's helping right now? I heard that the LGBT movement, you know, everyone widely accepted their 98,000 genders. What was that? Because it was on a spectrum. That's it. The fat spectrum. And here's what we've got, guys. Here's what we've got. I'll put it up here on the screen. We have small fat, 1 to 2x. 18 or lower, and don't forget torrid size 0 to 1, because that's a medical ratio right there. Mid fat or mid size, which when people say mid size, all I'm thinking is mid size sedan. So, okay, now we're comparing ourselves to cars. So mid fat, 2x to 3x, 20 to 24, torrid 2 to 3. I'm kind of there. Super fat, 4x to 5x, 26 to 32, torrid 4 to 6. And then we have the absolute cherry, Infinifat. And in some charts, there's a little fat bitch with a cape on, just to really make you feel how super she is. 6x or higher, 34 or higher, some torrid 6. And when I started looking at this, I was also looking at the amount of people that were dissing clothing companies that weren't fat acceptance enough. I saw someone bitching about Rihanna's clothing because it didn't quite reach the amount of, like, it wasn't the amount of fat people they wanted.
Does Savage X Fenty have my size?
Like, not to be that person, but no. Fenty only goes to a size 3X, and people exist above a size 3X. And, like, I'm really glad that the brand is inclusive, you know? But, like, don't pretend like every single person fits in your clothes, because there is a huge demographic of people that don't. And I'm really tired of people claiming that they're inclusive when their brand stops at a fucking size 24.
Like, okay, Rihanna, yes, your acceptance, but where's your 5X, 6X, and 7X? And I'm like, the amount of people that could even move enough that require a 7X should not be worried about lingerie. That's I'm sorry. That's not the thing you should be worrying about at that point. Your first concern is being able to get out of the bed. Because you know who people are 7Xs? The 1,000-pound sisters. The people on my 600-pound life. How I know this is I'm a 3 to 4X, okay? And I just lost some weight. So if I'm a 3 to 4X in the 400-pound range, then that means take up another 100 pounds. So we're looking at the 5X, then we're looking at the 6X. So yeah, that's a 6 to 7 to 800-pound range person. I'm not trying to shame you and say you don't deserve love and sex and all that, but you don't need to be worrying about whether or not you can buy Rihanna's lingerie. You need to worry about being able to take enough breaths, being able to walk from your bed to the bathroom. Those are your highest concerns, okay? I'm just saying. I found this chart and I really, it baffles my mind that now we're starting to gatekeep. Well, if you're a small fat, you don't get as much oppression as we do. And it's kind of the same thing as now they're emulating the LGBT movement, and they're also emulating the racism movement going on right now. You've got the BLM movement and such. And for anyone that's curious, as someone who's bisexual, I don't adhere to almost anything the LGBT has to say because a lot of it's bullshit. Also, I do believe that yes, while racism does exist, I also am not a BLM person. So I'm sorry if I lose some subscribers for that. But they're not exactly for black people. They're just for political movements. But that'll be a video for a different time. If you really want to see about that, check out my friend Gothix. She's got some chef's kiss videos on it. Back to topic at hand. Here's what I will tell you guys. There is no spectrum in this sense, okay? You're either fat or you're not. You're either overweight or you're not. Now, I will be the first to say, again, this is going back to the spectrum and the oppression and all those different things. No one deserves to be shamed. And if you choose, you want to be overweight, and you acknowledge that being overweight is unhealthy, all right, fine. That's your choice. Live your life. I got you. Stop acting like you're oppressed over it. Every single spectrum that's going up when you're going from small fat to infinite fat, again, you chose to go those lengths. You chose to go to those different levels. Those were your choices. You're not oppressed for that. You're not. I'm sorry. That's just the reality of it. You're mad that society is telling you that being that big can be detrimental. That no, people, you're not always going to find the clothing you want. Now there's this thing called straight size, by the way. You can't go into straight size stores. Oh, all my straight size friends don't want to eat while we're out and they only go into straight size clothing stores.
I don't want to be a bitch, but you guys are really boring.
Okay, so walk off from your friends, go to the store you want, or ask them, hey, can we go into Torrid or Lane Bryant, you know, the fat stores? Those are stores we can go into, we can purchase what we want. But this whole thing, now we're attacking, oh, because you're straight size, we don't want to hear about you even talking about the body positivity movement.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but the term mid-size is just whitewashing small fats, which is a language that's already existed in the body positive and body liberation community to describe people who experience lesser levels of discrimination and inaccessibility because they can fit in some plus size things and some straight size or regular size things like an XL.
Oh, you're straight size. If you've been shamed, it is not half as bad as how we've been shamed. Listen, the culture that you're complaining about targets everyone. Eating disorders affect everyone. Having a hard time dealing with these things affects everyone. At the end of the day, we need to throw out this whole spectrum thing because now it's creating levels of fatness. I know because I see it across the TikToks. I see it across these women sitting there going, if you're small fat and you're complaining about this, understand you're oppressing us with your small fat privilege. You have to understand the people that are infinite fat, they suffer more than you. Do better. It's insane. It's insane. I see what they're doing. I see what you're trying to do. By using these terms, by using this, it is a very political move, and it's smart. I'll give you that. It's very smart. There's about a handful of 5 or 6 women that are at the core of this, and they're primarily on TikTok. And then, of course, we know the queen of them all. We've got the queen and her servants. We've got Tess and Virgie. That's where it's all heading towards. You're trying to make it some kind of political movement. Yet, none of it is based on any kind of actual facts. It's this vague way of saying, oh, well, if you have fat distributed here, and if you're looking this way here, and it's just, stop. There's no basis for the spectrum other than for you to start to feel more superior to other fat people. I mean, it's really silly. Like, really silly. I just had to rant about that one, guys. I know this one's not exactly as concise as usual, but I had to just state that I don't adhere as a super fat. I don't adhere to this chart, and none of us should. And I really, really don't want to hear this language being used on a normal basis. Because I thought person of size gave me an aneurysm, but now we have a whole chart. Now we have a whole spectrum, and there's only 4 levels to the spectrum? Doesn't sound like much of a spectrum to me. No, please, don't get any ideas. Don't add any more. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. But that's all I had to say on it, guys. I will see you in the next one. And there goes another body positivity movement video from me, guys, because I just, that spectrum thing kind of like, that threw me for a little bit of a loop. Because it's just, we're always trying to find new ways to be oppressed. But I thank you guys again for, coming in. I'm getting so many of you, I can't keep track anymore. I've had requests to get a P.O. box, so you guys are going to be seeing that come soon. And just for now, I want to thank my patrons. I have 7 of you guys now. I want to thank Sherry Molosky, Emile DeVry, John Quinn, Ide, Maria, Danielle Moriando, and Panda Bear. Thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you, everyone, for your support, for the gifts. I said before, you really don't have to send me anything. For your super chats, I am so grateful. You guys just have been amazing, seriously. Just all the support. If you love what I do consider becoming a patron. I am starting to add the actual patron stuff now, like drawings, exclusive artwork, NSFW. I'm going to be having a contest for my patrons. During this month, you're going to get a little package mailed to you, if you so choose. If you don't want to participate, obviously tell me in advance. Make sure you go and check out my peeps at No System. I just got back from Texas, and I'm hoping it's amazing. I'm recording this before I went, as you all know. And otherwise, guys, I hope everyone has a great weekend. Great weekend. And, remember to tell everyone that is important to you, that you love them, and to be safe. So you guys, remember, I love you. Be safe. Bye for now.